Peter Smith snatched his phone back out of his son Fred's hand. Fred had just seen the phone number of his estranged wife, Beatrice's name, hop up on his father's phone, which instantly sent him into a paranoid rage. The elder Smith attempted to calm his headstrong son. "I don't know what you think you're doing," said Peter. "I'm neither a baby who needs supervision, nor a fool who can't recognize a con artist when he sees one." The phone rang and rang, then stopped. "I'd have to be an idiot to answer that." Fred exhaled. "Look, Dad, I'm sorry. I think you can understand that. After how badly she treated Jake, and how I've had to have Beatrice physically thrown out of both the penthouse and our resort suite at Dragon World. She just won't stop," he whined. "I'll certainly give her full marks for persistence," answered Peter, turning off and pocketing his phone. "What was that even about?" Fred wanted to know. "What do you think? She thinks I have some kind of magic overrule power to turn her credit cards back on. She must be desperate at this point." "That's what scares us," noted Quinn. "That woman will clearly do anything in order to protect the lifestyle she has become accustomed to." "She was just a cocktail waitress when I met her," explained Fred. "She was nothing like this. She was sweet, funny, and clever." "Oh, she's clever, all right," interjected Peter. "And I worry about that son." "So do we. My security team is being extra vigilant. And obviously, we are documenting it for the legal team, too." Good. "Who'd you go with?" Peter wondered. "Mally Martinson Sneed," said Fred. "Ooh, boy," laughed Peter. "Old Beatrice doesn't stand a chance. I mean, it'll cost you, all right, but worth every penny if you ask me. They're the best." "We're counting on it," Quinn winked as the family continued to socialize on the back patio. Across town at the county jail, Beatrice yelled in frustration. She had exactly one phone call, and she had just spent that phone call trying to call Peter Smith, Fred's father. Beatrice had been charged in a kidnapping plot against her ex-husband Fred's new fiancé, Dr. Quinn Murphy. Fortunately for Quinn, the police had found her in time. Now, Beatrice sat in her Hermes suite in a grimy cell with some rather tough-looking women. And the only man she had tried to call for help hadn't answered the phone. "That whole rotten Smith family will pay for how they've treated me," hissed Beatrice under her breath. "Come on, kids." Quinn's voice echoed through the Smith family's massive mansion, around which the 3 children were scattered. "Big day tomorrow. We've got to get home." "The movers should be there at about 10, Fred reminded Quinn. "You won't have to do a thing. Nora will probably need to take the kids someplace while you supervise the packing." "I can do that," Quinn agreed. "It's just so surreal to wrap my head around, that me and the children are moving to a New York penthouse." Peter saw the gleam in Quinn's eyes. Only Peter knew that Quinn's secret identity was that of Jenny Monroe, daughter of his late friends Sam and Lila Monroe, who had lost their entire fortune and been driven to despair. This kind of a move would mean a lot to Quinn, he thought to himself. "How about this?" Peter offered. "I really love to play golf. How about you send Nora and the children back over here tomorrow morning, and I can teach them all how to play putt-putt." "Dad, can I go too?" asked Jake. "Of course, buddy. In fact, why don't you stay here with your grandparents tonight, and I can spend tonight making sure the penthouse is ready for the big move tomorrow." "Yay!" he yelled, giving his grandfather a high five. Quinn left with Sammy and Denny to enjoy their last night in their house before the big penthouse move. "I like having a grandpa," said Denny. "How come We never had any grandparents before. Again? Sammy slugged her brother. Denny, that's not nice. Her parents are dead, remember? So old Mr. Smith is the closest thing. Right, Mom? The child's words struck Quinn in a tender part of her heart. The part of her that missed her parents every day. What an amazing grandmother she'd have made, thought Quinn about her mother. Yes, sweetheart, she said, choking back tears. That's right. Peter Smith was as good as his word the next day, helping the children build an intricate putt-putt golf course that spanned the whole house. His wife, Marcy, had to admit how wonderful it was to have a house full of children's laughter again. And it'd been a long time. When Nora retrieved the children, the home they went back to was not Quinn's house. Now, they lived in a penthouse at the very top of a New York skyscraper with one of the most powerful men in the world. The children marveled at the stacks of boxes that were all over the place. They were overjoyed with their new rooms, each with its own new bed and matching desk and dresser. Hey, said Jake, want to see something really cool? It's a secret, though. Ooh, a secret, said Sammy. Jake led Sammy and her brother up a flight of stairs, down the long hallway to the very end. They continued to the end of the hallway, where Jake moved a drape aside to reveal some kind of a little door at waist level, right there in the wall. Look at that, whispered Denny. What is it? It's called a dumbwaiter, answered Jake. Like a stupid guy bringing drinks to people at a restaurant? Said Sammy. No, it's really old. Like 100 years ago, they put these all over the place so that servants could deliver things without having to go up a million flights of stairs. Oh, she answered. I want to see, said Denny, opening the latch. What they saw when the little door opened was simply a wooden box, suspended by a rope. Sammy jumped up into her arms and pulled herself inside. Look at me, she said proudly. You better get out of there, cautioned Jake. You're gonna get stuck, silly, Denny warned. Fat chance, she snapped, grabbing the door and pulling it shut with an ominous click. That didn't sound too good, said Jake nervously. Sammy, come on, stop fooling around already. You better get out of there, Denny told his sister. It's pretty dark in here, she answered through the wall. Denny reached forward and tried to open the door, but it was shut tight. Oh no, he said. Sammy, try to open it from the inside. The boys could hear Sammy jiggling the door, but the old door wouldn't budge. The boys could also hear the creaking of the box moving back and forth, suspended by a rope that had to be nearly 100 years old. Jake looked terrified. We need help, he said quietly, hoping Sammy wouldn't hear him. Sammy, stuck inside the dumbwaiter, began to panic.
Hi, I am Quinn. Want to know my battle? Then download the Pocket FM app and listen to the exciting episodes of A Mother's Battle now.